me more.
That's
you.
Hurt me more, Snake.
Hurt me more. Christ.
Let me look upon you with anything but my own eyes. Okay.
It's not separating anymore. You seem to have fixed
He stirred it again.
Stirred it
Twice,
again.
yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Twice was necessary.
We're a little worried about that line on the top.
I am very worried about the line. You've developed something here that I think is becoming a theme for your actually really bad drinks, and that is what I'm calling the Dagobah film.
Oh, because I called it that first.
No, you said it's got film on it. It's like Dagobah. I coined the term Dagobah film. And don't you forget it.
Can't see
this
it.
is my show, damn it.
He's doing the air quotes that means copyright. There's a little circle and a C in it.
Yeah.
Like a snake.
It's amazing the shapes my fingers can make. The ladies love it. All right.
So we should come in right there.
Yeah. Toot, gas up the hype train. Hell to Breakfast Show.
Yep.
So
it already sounds so token.
It really does.
I guess we're here. Oh God, we've got 2.5.
We've got so much to record today. Okay, so we're going to be recording about 2 hours of show today, so I can cut it into 2 podcasts and release them while I will be away next week. Clearly and conveniently keeping myself at the center of this machine and not letting anybody steal it from me and steal my life essence.
Eagle-eared listeners will be able to tell which part is which because I'll be dead in the second one.
That's true. We're going to kill Ryan on the air.
Live and in person.
So,
from sunny Orlando, Florida.
We are, of course, in the Hell to Breakfast studio, sunny Orlando, Florida. The heat is finally broken, and we're in the mid-70s here in sunny Orlando, Florida. So who the fuck are we? I am your ever-present host, Brendan. Across from me, I have sitting...
Your reluctant sidekick, Ryan.
And across from me on the other side, I have sitting...
And you have Kyle's over here.
And our guest this week is...
John.
This is John.
Hi.
That's Jon Cavanaugh. He's the bassist from Moving Brooklyn.
Hello.
And we're very pleased to have you in the studio.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
How come you weren't in the family picture?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and we're going to get to that.
No, get to it
when
now.
When we put him in, we are going to put you in the hot seat tonight.
All right.
And you'll have to take it as it comes. So, Ryan.
What?
We're going right to this.
No, this is how we start because
man.
this is the only way to begin.
All right.
It's like the Attack on Titan of drinks.
What is that?
I don't.
It looks like one of the skinless Titans.
No,
okay.
yeah,
You just have to storm the beach.
Yeah.
It really does have one of those this is a newborn baby pig's skin.
Oh no, it's Afterbirth. That's what.
Oh,
it looks like.
good.
There we go.
Fuck off.
That's
what we're gonna call
That's
this
what we got a
show.
name for it.
I have been actually assigning names privately. This one was originally called Pissin' in the Wind, but I think Afterbirth suits
What
it
was
better.
last week's? I'm curious.
Oh fuck!
I've been calling last week's Sweet Tarts and Piss.
Oh, that's a good name for it. I honestly can't remember. I'd have to go look home and look at my document.
All right.
I know the red one was Kyle's Blood.
Yes.
Which thank you for that.
Thank you for the blood.
It was. I wish I could say it was delicious.
So we're about 2 minutes away from pound that into your word hole and tell us it ain't the birth of Christ. Actually, it might be. This really does look like
I might be transcending humanity in a very short while.
What the fuck is in this and why?
Okay, so I've been teasing this for a couple of weeks now. I said I'd come up with a drink that I was too scared to make, and then you said, but I'm going to make you make it, and I said, I know. So, unfortunately, I did have to make a substitution. These gentlemen are gonna determine whether or not I stayed honest. So, we start out with orange juice.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We go directly into blueberry green tea. The next ingredient was the one I couldn't get, Kyle. For you, I really wanted to get Moxie Cola.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Apparently-
the big Y carries
Oh
it.
god, that was the
Not the one here, but the one in town.
Is Moxie technically cola? Is it called cola? Is that what they call
I
it?
don't know,
I
it tastes
feel
like
it's
it's
not.
tar and
I don't-
bubbles.
I think it's just Moxie.
I'm not sure if it's cola.
It doesn't matter. We don't have it.
Tar and bubbles. So
Tar
I
and
had to
bubbles.
replace it with the cheapest and most artificial
Grandpa fucking
tasting.
love that shit.
RC cola.
No, I replaced it with black cherry soda from.
Oh.
That is not an appropriate replacement for Moxie.
That's I figured
You should have
you'd
just
say-
gotten tar and bubbles.
I figured you'd say that, so I did hedge my bets a little bit. The last ingredient is is double shot energy Starbucks mocha.
Oh
Christ!
Christ!
That's not actually the hedging my
You
bets.
mixed coffee and orange juice?
Oh, you
That's
bet.
disgusting.
So the problem was like.
Oh, you wait till you get to try it. We all have to drink it.
God, Jesus.
So the problem was, I knew that what I'd gotten in exchange for Moxie wasn't going to be quite good enough. So instead of the butterscotch brandy thing I was going to put in it, I just went for really cheap vodka.
Oh.
How cheap?
Cheap is cheap.
Well, for the thing that I got, it was like $2.29.
Are we-
It was like a 200 milliliter bottle. It was
Okay.
Oh,
a hip flask.
You scared me a little bit there because you made like a 750 size in your hands and then you said 229. And I'm
So
like,
I mean, are we talking?
You
are
sure
we
you
talking
didn't get rubbing
smeared off
alcohol?
level, or are we talking pop off level?
I think we're talking pop off. What was
maybe-
it called? What was the name? Was it something generic in Russian?
Majorca?
That's pop off level.
Okay.
Nazhorkov is I think I've heard of that before. Again, if it's generic and Russian sounding, it's a pop off equivalent.
Comes in a cheap plastic
All right.
bottle with a cheap red cap.
All right.
It's hobo swill.
Oh, good.
Drink it.
No.
Go ahead and drive that into you.
I wish I'd given it a
Did we? Did we get a sniff of it? Did we get?
No, we haven't
No.
sniffed it yet.
You want to get
No.
the sniff first? Or you want to just do it?
Oh, you'll sniff it when you drink
Okay,
it.
go for it.
I don't want anyone to get a chance to get away.
Go for it.
Oh my god. Let me say one thing.
Oh, phone's on silent.
Oh, phone's on
please.
silent.
What is this, like your last testament?
If this is good, we are officially living in a David Cage game.
Yeah, we really are.
And none
Yep.
of our actions have
That's a
any
good
effect
point.
on our lives.
That's a really good point.
The facial expression hasn't adjusted whatsoever.
That's unfortunate.
So, am I the black cop?
Yes.
Oh.
I will
man.
be the black cop. I will win the basketball game.
There's a bit of a froth to it, so be ready for that.
You know, it doesn't actually smell all that unpleasant. It's like a fruity flavored coffee almost.
And that sounds like a thing I don't want, though.
Yeah, but it's not going to hurt you the way I'd hoped.
I mean, I wouldn't
You wouldn't want it.
choose to drink it, but it's not like last week where I wanted to shit my pants just to have an excuse to leave the room.
God, I'm so,
So
fucking
I signed
disappointed.
up to do this podcast. And here I am.
And then, yeah, we didn't warn you about any of this.
No, I was not warned whatsoever.
Here I am a few hours later wishing I was dead.
Oh god. And I get to go last.
It's a very sickening aftertaste that comes a little while.
It's
though.
not great.
I'm kind of surprised.
It's the coffee of the aftertaste.
Yeah, the coffee is
Yeah.
definitely one of the most profound.
See, I'm starting to think that you're adding too many ingredients and that they're all kind of homogenizing it into just something that's just vaguely unpleasant as opposed to being truly revolting.
That's not nearly on the level that last week's
no,
was.
last week's was
All right, so
definitely.
what we will
still
do
the worst.
is we will be taking it at some point. We will be taking a break. I will be ransacking the Orlando Studios kitchen, and I will see if I can't make this worse.
Oh,
None of our hearts have
stop.
stopped.
I think I've got some cayenne pepper in there somewhere. Just-
Like, I'm kind of starting to regret I peed before I started. Just a little.
Oh, going for seconds.
Just a hint. I have to drink the whole thing.
You have to
Gotta
finish
go,
that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, all right.
Last week he didn't make it through though.
No, I did. I
Oh,
finished
did you?
that. Granted, I didn't go back for fucking seconds.
You should have been here. You should have been here the week he drank the prune juice.
Ew.
Oh yeah.
That was an experience.
No
that
one
one didn't taste awful.
Yeah, and no one was in the car when it got bad.
Yeah,
Got bad.
that's another story. That's already been told. Listen
Yeah.
to last week's podcast. You
No, 2
fucking
weeks
haters.
ago, if not 3.
No, it was last week that we talked about it.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because last week
we
got
talked about the
wine.
aftermath last
Oh,
week.
okay, fair enough.
All right,
I've
so
already forgotten.
tonight on the program, we're going to be talking about a new-ish webcomic, new to us at least. Please listen to me. We're going to be briefly discussing that. We're going to be talking with John about his band Moving Brooklyn, and there is an EP, would you call it?
Yes.
And their EP intervals, which you can get for $4 on their Bandcamp, movingbrooklyn.bandcamp.com. We're going to be talking about Metal Gear Solid, which we've been playing.
We're at the midway point.
We just about finished the first disc, and we're going to be going back into that. It's a virgin experience for both Ryan and I. We're vaguely familiar with the lore, and we know all...
No, we're not!
I am.
You know a few of the memes.
I've read the Wikipedia summaries of pretty much every Metal Gear game.
Really?
Don't do that,
At what
Jace. Don't
point
do
I've
that.
forgotten them all.
I was about to say, at what point did your eyes swiveled in different directions?
Yeah. We're
Was it
going to...
around the time when the guy had bees for skin?
Around that.
Okay.
Just some bees, please. Ryan's done with Salem's Lot. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, and he's done with Pet Sematary.
We've got a very special surprise that's probably not a surprise anymore, and it makes me feel sad. But first, wrestling rundown for this week. We're talking about some wrestling. How about that Raw, Kyle?
Oh, we tried.
We tried so hard.
We made an honest attempt to watch some of the moments of last week's Raw.
It's not good.
What did we watch? Like 20 minutes worth in
Not
total
good.
We made
out of the
honest-
3 hours.
I remember saying that because I read the Cage Side Seats recap the next day, and I said, I heard that I said it wasn't going to be worth it. I'm like, I heard that there's some couple good moments, and I heard that Chris Jericho's highlight reel is pretty good right up until him and Hunter started insulting each other's neckwear. It turns out that happens about 30 seconds in, and I think that might have been
They just never recover.
It just never comes back. It was a pretty dismal program across the board, with the one exception being the Miz using Damian Sandow as a stunt.
It was that was good, and the Bo Dallas promo was good.
Yeah.
So let's say 3 hours and 6 minutes. We can reduce it to one animated GIF and a minute and a half of Bo Dallas.
Pretty much.
And suddenly Putin.
Oh yeah, and here's Putin. Oh yeah, that was the best part. Was Bo Dallas brought out a woman who was so depressed. Used to say he wanted to grow up to be Jack Swagger,
Her
but
son,
after
this was?
this is her son.
Okay.
But after Jack Swagger lost to Rusev at SummerSlam, this kid now says he wants to grow up to be Vladimir Putin. That's a hell of a shift.
Does
Wow.
look good shirtless
Yeah.
from certain angles.
And even those. a
Those
little
those very
questionable.
candid photos he takes while doing
Yeah.
various
Yeah,
wildlife
exactly.
While
activities.
fighting bears.
Yeah. I really missed.
Oh, I
Dean
didn't hear you
Ambrose.
come in to the
I
bear
know
cage.
right?
he really needs to come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks for that. Dean
Probably
Ambrose?
something like that.
I'm not gonna. We're
I'm not
probably.
gonna make it.
We got the Giants game on later tonight, and
Giants.
the Giants, and we're
Yes.
gonna have we'll flip back and forth between that and Raw, and we just don't care anymore right now.
Yeah, no, the Giants are Cardinals playing them tonight.
You're
Cardinals.
close.
Am I? Is
Well,
it the Blue Jays?
No, there's 2
Fuck,
games.
is it the Orioles? This is my third guess. Third guess?
It's not a bird.
You just
It's
named
not a
3
bird?
baseball teams.
It's not a bird. Yeah.
Wait,
Let
the
me-
Cardinals aren't a football team?
Yes, they
They
are.
are, but they're also a baseball team, aren't they?
I was
Oh,
talking
am
about...
I just pulled
No,
Ryan Kennedy?
you're right.
Oh, okay.
You're right. No, you were close because it is a doubleheader tonight, and the Cardinals are playing the San Diego Chargers, and then the Giants are playing Detroit.
The
Or no,
Lions.
you know what?
Close.
It's the other.
The
It's the other way
Lions.
That's
around.
like your drunk husband drove into the garage. You were close.
You were close.
No, you failed at the one crucial point.
Since Raw is just sucking wind right now,
Let's talk about NXT.
let's talk about NXT.
This is my
Cool,
first...
fun shit going on.
This is my first week watching NXT.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't
really? You
believe
hadn't watched
he
it
hadn't
Never.
watched it.
It's really endearing.
Talk about how much
It's a smaller,
different
intimate
and how much
crowd.
better the product is.
And you can it's really great because it's in one location and it's at Full Sail University. Fairly close to us in Florida.
Yeah.
Fairly close to where we are
Right
this
now.
second.
Right
In
now.
sunny Orlando.
In sunny Orlando, Florida.
The only reason we haven't been is I'm not allowed at that campus anymore.
It's
But
true.
so
so you can get things like the guy coming every week with the Pocahontas sign.
that was the best
Yeah.
goddamn thing.
You familiar with Bo Dallas at all, John?
A little bit.
His character is gimmick essentially is he does not realize that the crowd hates him.
Oh.
And so there was this guy who showed up every week with a poster that said Pocahontas, and it was his face on Pocahontas' body. And he came in every week with it.
But no, you got to see the vaudevillains for the first time.
I did.
Get to see.
They must be so weird in person.
Simon Gotch is great.
I like him a lot too.
He's who's the guy who he's with?
Adrian.
Aiden
English, that's
Aiden
right.
English.
Adrian English.
How is that tag bracket progressing?
They actually
Better than Raw.
they lost this week to Sin Cara and Kalisto.
That's okay because I
And
like
Sin
that team.
Cara and Kalisto are going to fight the Ascension
at
the special this
I
Thursday
like that.
night.
I like that luchador team, so I'm
Yeah, me too.
excited about that. When Sin Cara doesn't have to carry a match by himself, turns out he's actually not a jobber.
Yeah, right.
I thought he did splendidly against Rusev.
And then we got the promo from Enzo Amore
Oh,
and Big
That
Cass.
was what I had to ask.
Did we ever talk, before we move on to that, did we ever talk about the week that Rusev came out to the ring and we were saying to ourselves, who's he going to fight? And then it went to commercial break and it came back and he had already beaten Sin Cara over the commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
You got what you came for.
Yeah.
So did Sin Cara.
Okay,
A
so-
small paycheck.
The Enzo promo.
Oh yeah, do you know Enzo Amore and Big Cass?
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah,
Jersey douchebags.
they're
With a heart of gold.
they're having a hair versus hair match against a French tag team. That's their thing, is they're Frenchies.
The Legionnaires.
The Legionnaires. And they cut a promo where they went to a hair salon called Hair, and they went to go get whatever that stuff's called.
They got
what was
a
it?
bucket of Nair.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow.
A bucket.
A bucket. It comes in buckets?
It does. If you ask for it
You
very
have a whole
specially.
gallon of Nair flying around?
They just got a big 5-gallon bucket of air that they then brought
with
to the
no
arena.
cover. It was just something they were expected to swing along and put in their car.
And then they poured it on a dog.
By accident.
Oh,
but yes,
good.
that dog's hair came away in clumps. I'm still pretty sure that was fake.
Oh, it had to be.
Because as I've told you, if you just poured a bucket of Nair on someone, their skin would slew off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, oh man.
It's a harsh chemical.
Yeah, literally. It's like it's the time on the bottle says leave it on for like a minute. So I'm guessing any time after that, the burn starts to set in a little bit.
Know a lot about Nair, huh?
I've done a few scavenger hunts in my day.
Do not put Nair on your genitals. This is a public service announcement from Hell to Breakfast.
That's what Icy Hot is for.
Icy
Interesting.
Hot is for Friday nights.
But the thing is with NXT.
A message from Hell to Breakfast.
Yeah, the thing that's great about NXT is just like promos like that, like bits like that, you don't get them on Raw anymore.
No.
Like not at all. But it's
You
just
get humor. You mean?
not even like the humor. Like either
The quality, really.
just you don't get like a nice little put together segment. The most you get is
You
someone,
get growing up Bella.
oh my god, that was awful. Like you either get that.
I forgot about
You
that.
you get them saying words to the audience in the ring, or like a 2-minute backstage segment.
I miss Dean Ambrose so fucking much. Dean Ambrose actually cuts promos.
Yeah.
Even when they're pre-recorded, they're actually just super good. And
Yeah.
people, I was unaware of this. People are actually calling him the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just because.
I mean,
of,
that's a high. That's
it's
bar,
high, but it's he's a similar take no shit, follow no rules kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe at this point he's cut all ties with Roman Reigns.
They don't.
They just haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns has spent more time with John fucking Cena lately than he has with his ex-Shield buddies.
Yikes!
Whatever new talent you got, just keep them away from John Cena.
Please do.
He just wants to hug them with his lack of talent.
Let's talk about comics on the internet.
No, let's talk more about Cena and his hugs.
No.
We have 2 hours.
He hugs too hard.
Just a little too hard. He pets the bunny.
Yeah.
And the bunny is new talent.
Mm.
I don't know how to carry this further. I'm just kind of hoping that Brock Lesnar puts both barrels behind. Okay.
So the let's talk about comics on the internet. Let's talk about Please Listen to Me. I have not read much of this archive myself. This was introduced to me by Steve Winchell out in Chicago.
The Windy City.
The Windy
Very
City.
far away from Orlando.
Very far.
Very far.
It's a long hike.
Where the Bengals play.
Ryan, you read a little bit?
No. What?
Good try though.
It's football season. I am trying.
Chicago's
Lions
got
and Tigers and
Bears.
Bears.
Da Bears.
Oh, okay.
Lions and
I knew
Tigers
it
and
was
Bears,
somebody who
oh my.
sucked. I just couldn't remember which team.
Yeah. Well, no, the Bears are not terrible.
They did lose to the Bills.
They did lose to the
In a
Bills.
complete 3-point
That's
shutout.
a thing that happened.
The Buffalo Bills?
Yes.
The Buffalo Bills.
Is it actually the Buffalo
Okay,
Bills?
we're supposed to talk about comics. We're talking about Chicago instead.
I
This
read
is-
like 20 comics from the archive. I was not
It's
impressed.
about as many as I've read. I thought it was.
I didn't hate it.
I had some high points, and it's what Steve essentially introduced it to me as. And the guy lives in Connecticut, and should look up his name. Can you look up his name right
Yes.
now on your phone?
I can. Fact checking will ruin this podcast.
Fact checking will ruin any podcast, but
Just like checking ID.
I want to at least drop the link. The link is listen to me comic.com. webcomic.com, I think. Look it up, Ryan.
There's a hyphen in there somewhere.
This was a last minute addition for me, but it's funny. It's got some funny comics, but for the most part, it really kind of falls into that backdrop of the dime a dozen that we were talking about last week.
It's a consistent quality, which is what we were talking about last week, and it's a consistent quality that doesn't stand out enough to make it stand out from the hundreds of other webcomics I could be reading.
But I think that in that, but I really feel that in that vein, it's not if you're cultivating a bookmark folder for things that you check on a weekly-ish basis, it's not a bad one to add in there because it's never going to make you cringe.
True.
They do have some social justice-y kind of things that make me go now and again when it's a little heavy-handed, but it's not as bad as some of the stuff. This is actually the guy, and I didn't realize this until I was going through the archive a little bit. This is the guy who did the Not All Man comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
Which is one of the social justice comics that you...
But ironically,
that one's fun, hey?
Ironically, it is one of the funnier ones, which is not something you typically have when you have a heavy-handed social message that you want to push through.
But to compare him directly to somebody that we haven't talked about on the cast yet, which is Zach Wiener of SMBC, a lot of his punchlines are identical to Zach's, but I feel Zach has better execution when he's not being too wordy. So if I've got the exact same punchlines from a comic that updates 7 days a week, why am I putting the one that only updates on Fridays in my folder?
Zach Wiener's got the benefit of updating 7 days a week. He really, you're just like skimming his brain with all those SMBC comics, and that's a really good example of the kind of 1 out of every 10 will make you laugh. But
yeah, but if you have 1 out of 10 SMBCs make you laugh, you're still getting them more frequently than 1 out of 3.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
To briefly interrupt, it is www.listen-to-me, Tome, no space, no hyphen.com, and the gentleman's name is Matt Lubchansky.
There you go. And he is from Connecticut, I believe.
No, he's from Poland. Did you hear his name?
Okay, maybe originally.
Did he ever move to Connecticut?
No, maybe when
he lives in Connecticut. That's what I've been told.
He's a nutmegger.
He lives in Connecticut, which means nothing to us because we are in
Orlando,
sunny Orlando, Florida.
Sunny Orlando, Florida. But this brings up the point that you said on the doc sheet that we haven't really talked about is that niche comics seem to be the way to go for people that actually want to have something that stands out. Would you say that's true?
Let's be way too cynical.
Okay.
If you want to make a living at comics, you only have a couple of options. Most of them seem to be selling t-shirts. If you want to sell t-shirts, you got to get the motherfuckers who buy t-shirts. Nothing against people who buy t-shirts, but they're weirdos. So you got to cultivate a niche audience because a niche audience is much more likely to buy. You want success, you want people coming back, you got to pander.
Interesting.
I don't think he panders enough. Pander. You pander to giant mouth fetishists.
I was
thinking all the things I could fit in there.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
Oh,
Freud.
God.
It's Freud on a level you've never experienced.
I literally cannot make sexual jokes involving the mouth because I don't know how they resolve in my head.
Yeah.
What would even happen if I made a glory hole joke about the mouth?
That comic.
What the fuck would happen?
That comic is just a little bit too fucked up to approach in that fashion.
With my casual
With
bathroom
your
humor.
casual bathroom humor. Because, that's a good point.
No, it's not. Leave it alone.
Yeah. I hadn't. Oh man, now you're throwing me for a loop.
Oh, thank God. We've only got an hour and 15 minutes. Let's just talk about what it would be like if your dick was just all up in you.
I don't know, man.
There we go. We got our episode.
And we're done.
We're done. Let's cut.
You're fired.
Have a good night.
Cut this in 2. Upload it over 2 weeks.
So please listen to me. The consensus on the table. Is this something you would continue to read, Ryan?
Nah, not really.
Kyle.
Nah.
John, you haven't even read it in the
I
first
have not
place.
read it, so now I'm not going to because the
Yeah,
majority
yeah.
consensus here says no.
I'm going to keep checking it. I will keep checking it because
I mean, if
Do my
you find
point.
a good one, send it over and I'll have a chuckle. But it's like I'm not gonna religiously check it every week.
Well, you don't do that with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I do that with Womp.
Oh, okay. Well, Womp's fucking hilarious.
But
Big Womp.
here's what I was talking about last week is the internet has evolved almost past the point where webcomics can have their own strength. There are link dumps now. You knew about Not All Man way before you knew about the website.
That's true.
If there's a funny one, the internet will bring it to you.
This brings me to a point of Tell Us Why You Mad. And this is for all you people out there who dump shit on, like, Cheeseburger, Reddit, what have you.
Minus credit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking put credit on there. What is it killing you to admit that somebody who is not you wrote this? It's clearly not anonymous poster who wrote this thing. What is the bad thing about putting that little URL down there? This is people are trying to make a living off this shit. So if you attribute things without accreditation, feel bad about yourself. That's Tell Us Why You Mad.
Fair enough.
So I think that's enough about that. So now we come to our surprise segment.
Oh, what's our surprise
It's
segment?
time for Ryan Kennedy's Sports Talk, where the talk belongs to sport.
Oh, God, no. I didn't bring either of my blazers.
So tell us, Ryan,
Yes.
Week 1 football.
Just
What have you got to say?
What a week it was.
A lot of disappointments.
A lot of disappointments.
A lot of them.
The gentleman who threw the interception. That was a disappointment for some.
What else? What else happened?
Let's see. The Colts were against the Broncos.
That's
which
true.
Is very
so far.
easy. It's very easy to remember because one was a horseshoe and one was a horse. And the horse won because horses beat horseshoes. They wear that shit.
That's true.
I'm good so far.
I know, it's good so far. And to be honest,
Do you know who won that game?
of course I do. The Broncos won it.
Ah, there he is.
There you
And why did they win it? They won it because the Colts acted like it was a warm-up game. They acted like it was still preseason. They acted like they were in fucking training.
You know, I
camp.
think we could hire you to do some hot takes for
I
ESPN.
know. Hot takes it is.
Here's the real question for
Serving
you.
up
Yes,
hot
sir.
takes.
Who is Peyton Manning, and what color is his skin?
He is a quarterback,
There it is.
and he is alabaster white.
Yeah, all right.
What a guy.
That might be the first time we've gotten
That's
that
a
answer.
step up from last season. Ryan thought the Manning brothers were black for the entirety of last season, even though we corrected him like 3 times.
To be fair, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was black for a good year. and a
Yes,
half.
you did.
I am very easily.
Whose only experience of Robert Downey Jr. is fucking Tropic Thunder?
No, I saw him in Iron Man.
You thought he was Don Cheadle.
No, I thought he was the one who came before Don Cheadle.
Terrence
Oh, you thought he
Howard.
was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes,
No. In
in Iron Man 1.
Terrence Howard.
from Snow Dogs.
No.
No. Terrence
Fuck out
Howard.
of here.
No, it was Cuba Gooding Jr. It was,
Fact check it. Terrence
We gotta
Howard.
fact
Fact check.
Alrighty.
Now I gotta know this because I'm gonna
Alright.
feel like a terrible racist if I'm not right.
I'm telling you, Cuba Gooding Jr. was in Snow Dogs, but Terrence Howard is the one who is from Hustle and Flow.
Oh man,
He is the one. From,
now I'm not because I was picturing Cuba Gooding Jr.'s face and now I'm not sure anymore, and it's bothering me.
Cuba Gooding Jr. couldn't grow a mustache like that, so it might be.
I'm pretty sure he could.
There's this great website called IMDb we're gonna go to.
Yeah, fact checking will kill any podcast. So Ryan, football. The Tampa Bay Bucks, their uniforms. What do they look like?
Mardi Gras.
There it is.
They are purple and green and yellow.
No, well, the answer we were looking for was digital clock. Digital clock was the answer. Fuck me. Fuck me. I am a goddamn racist. Son of a bitch. I stand corrected. It is Terrence Howard, who is in Iron Man 1. I really thought it was Cuba Gooding Jr. I feel terrible.
Cuba Gooding Jr. is white.
Oh, God. Let's just not even...
I mean, he might be.
I don't know, and to be honest, I've been struggling this entire weird racist misidentification. I can't remember who the Patriots fucking ate it against.
Oh.
Did they win it?
Miami.
Miami,
The
Florida,
Dolphins.
our hometown.
Yeah. Right across the street.
Oh, yeah. No. It's close to Orlando, but it's... Are we Dolphins fans living in Orlando? I don't even know.
No, Orlando. We're Tampa Bay.
We're Tampa Bay fans?
Yes, we like digital.
We love the Buccaneers and their digital clock uniforms.
No, that's a lie.
It is
No
a lie.
one likes to do. I'd rather them bring back the fucking creamsicle uniforms than go with those fucking new uniforms.
Right, so
I really want to get a screenshot of 12:30 for those five.
Right.
I want to get the QB standing next to some guy that has an appropriate hour time so we can get a fucking digital clock picture. Did anybody see the cereal box guy?
I saw it popped up on Deadspin this morning.
Yeah.
They
Did you see cereal box guy
yesterday.
yesterday?
It was during the Tampa Bay game yesterday. There was just this dude in the stadium. The camera was on him.
Yeah.
He was just eating Frosted Flakes, like, out of the box.
Out of the box.
And he had a T-shirt with a cereal box on it.
Was there milk in the box? I'm curious.
No,
No,
he was
he's
just
eating
eating it with
dry.
his hand. But it's like, first of all...
They only got him from the neck down, though. Like, seriously. See
but
the
it's
guy's
like-
face. Make him a star.
I have one question overall. How'd you get that in the stadium? Because, like, they don't just let you carry that shit in. And I don't think there's just selling boxes of
There's a
Frosted
vendor.
Flakes.
There's a vendor right there,
Guy
man.
carrying it around. And number two, it's just like... Why? He was wearing the fucking T-shirt with the cereal on it. Was this some sort of, like, weird meta joke?
I hope so.
I hope that shit goes viral. Oh wait, it already did.
Ryan.
Yes.
Last words for your sports talk, where the talk
Yes.
belongs to sport.
If you're not watching Mark Ingram, you should be. Top #1 pick draft.
You know, I want to know why you put in Mark Ingram.
He is the linchpin of the backfield for the Saints.
You've heard this somewhere.
I know you're just repeating things.
I'm
you heard
telling you,
somewhere.
he's gotten too
No, because-
smart.
because-
He's doing just enough research to piss us off.
Because the
now.
thing is, so like, Mark Ingram plays for New Orleans. He had a very good game yesterday.
He did.
And I'm wondering why you know that.
I mean,
he did you must either like
His
gone to ESPN or did a fucking Google search for football week 1 or something, or I don't know. I don't know how you did it, but we're gonna figure it out
No.
sometime.
My secret's safe with me. He's going to do really well against the Browns.
Oh.
This is freaking me out.
Does your family watch sports?
No.
all the brothers who watch sports
Your dad,
are
your dad
either
doesn't, though?
at college or don't talk to him.
Yeah, and I don't talk to my father. And if I did, he doesn't do fantasy football.
Kyle,
So
you're doing fantasy this year.
I am doing fantasy.
Johnny, you doing fantasy this year?
I'm in a football pool, but I do fantasy hockey. That
Okay.
gets my full
Fantasy
attention.
hockey?
Ah,
That's
you're
my-
one of the hockey
That
guys.
gets my full attention,
That's
yes.
right.
I am a
All right.
hockey guy.
Who's your team?
The Islanders.
Islanders.
The New York Islanders.
Interesting.
That's
I would have had you pegged for
It's
a
a-
Bruins guy.
My father's a Bruins guy.
Oh, so that's got to be an interesting household.
Yes, you know.
Yeah, except one gets all the laughs and the other's the Islanders.
I have to piggyback the bandwagon sometimes just
Yeah.
to feel you know, that's some type of happiness.
But you are also, you're with me. You're a big Blue fan.
yeah,
Yeah.
Giants all day.
Giants all day. All right,
Way
Kyle is a scum-sucking Patriots fan.
I am New England sports all day.
All throughout,
Yeah.
across
Oh
the
yeah.
board.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
yep.
And I have been a fan of the Carolina Black Panthers since I was a wee lad.
When the Patriots have a bad day, I typically don't ask to come over to Kyle's.
No, they had a bad day yesterday, and you can't.
That's true. I
Excuse
did
me,
because
came
I
by.
didn't know the results of the game until I got there because I had been out eating a big ass steak.
I was paying attention to it.
Yeah, and that weirds me out. You're not adhering to your own stereotypes. All right, so that's enough Brian Kennedy sports talk, where the talk belongs to sport. Let's put John on the hot seat for a few minutes.
Yay!
Sweet.
Why aren't you in the family photo?
The family photo. Explain.
On
the
the Bandcamp, you are not in the
In the
profile
photo.
image, yeah.
Well, Moving Brooklyn has been around for about, I would say, the better part of 3 years now.
Okay.
And I have not been in the band for 3 years.
Ah,
Yes, I was not the founding bass player.
okay.
So you're adopted.
I am adopted.
Okay.
I'm a stepchild in some ways.
And you haven't had a chance to take new pictures yet?
We have. They were great. We got a couple taken, but we are planning on taking more because just thought they didn't catch our good sides. So
Okay.
I'm getting a real. Yeah, no, John, we're gonna put it right here on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of that.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Your
gonna
macaroni frame.
I'm gonna say one thing that Ryan said to me earlier today. I had a way to sum this up previously, but I think Ryan said it better than me. And we're gonna ask you to tell us the basics about the band really quick because you're the expert in the subject. But
the basics.
the basics, you know,
Basics, all right.
genre. What are you guys about? Like,
Okay.
we all listened to the record, and Ryan came back to me and he said to me today, I could really see DJ Atomica spinning this record. Hashtag tricky.
If that hurts you,
Good. No, but I had a blast listening to this record, and it really is.
so did I. As
It's
a matter of
a
fact.
it's a super throwback to like
bands I've never heard of.
yeah bands to band. No, but it's for me it's like a super throwback, and it really had that feel of like being in late middle school, getting together with your buds, and playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah. The early 2000s stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about what are you guys all about? Like, what is your genre? What do you describe yourselves as?
I guess it depends which one of us you ask.
Well, I'm asking you.
You're asking me, so I say pop rock alternative.
Okay,
that's kind of what I like to go with. Maybe rock and roll on a good day.
Yeah, okay.
Emo on a bad.
Emo could fit it in some ways, depending on which bands you want to compare it to, for sure.
Okay.
I was actually thinking more what track I was listening to, but I see your point.
You describe yourselves as being a nostalgic band.
Yes.
What are the acts that you call back to most frequently?
Bands like Taking Back Sunday. A lot of these bands obviously are still around making records, but I mean back in their
They're
heydays.
just doing great.
Yeah.
But this is like if you're
early aughts shit.
If you're of a similar age to us, this would have been when you were around 13 or 14 in like the really early aughts, turn of the century we can call it now.
Yeah.
Remember that one girl you liked? The band she had on the inside of her locker.
Yes.
Those ones.
Yes,
Absolutely.
like the starting line, Anne Boleyn, even Yellow Card.
Okay.
Things of that nature.
Yellow Card, that's a DJ Atomica track.
It totally is.
It's almost like I do any research at all.
Yeah. So I mean, any band of that nature and that roundabout, I don't know.
And it's like I never really listened to music like that when I was back at that time.
Yeah, this is just a
my,
little bit out of our wheelhouse for the stuff.
It's out of my wheelhouse, but in college, my roommate, he'd love this shit.
And this is fun music too. That was the takeaway.
I enjoyed myself listening to it. It did definitely sounded tight. I liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys do a good job. You don't actually play the bass on the recordings. Is that correct?
On intervals, I did not play a single bass note.
Not
I noticed you weren't in the credits.
No.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
No, that's okay. It was
because they love you just the same.
Four of them, three of them technically. No offense to our drummer Ant, because I'm sure he'll listen to this at some point. But the other three guys took turns doing different bass tracks, and
okay.
I joined the band back. Started probably talking around December, joined back around January, then they released the intervals was released in February. So I played the intervals release show, and it's all history from there.
It's like it's like that one time in Flip where we were recording. I think it was the first album. May have been the first album, may have been the second, but it was just like, we got to do this recording, and then it's just like I show up and you're just like, oh no, I already did the bass track.
No, like, John did the bass track.
I
never. Yeah, we did freeze you out for one song. I remember that.
Yeah.
So are you guys working in the studio on anything right now?
We did just we were with Endeavor Studios out of Shelton, Connecticut. A gentleman by the name of Ivan. He recorded 4 songs for us. They were actually intervals B-sides.
Oh, cool!
Songs that didn't quite make the record, and we've been getting some mixes back from that, and we hope to release it and make people just as happy.
I watched the lyric video for Symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty tight. That's really really professional production values you got on that. Who did that for you?
This gentleman that our singer Kevin found. Unfortunately, I do not know his name.
Okay.
Kevin kind of oversaw this whole thing, but Kevin's the singer. He's the vocalist. Kevin
last name?
Tiernan.
Okay.
Yep.
We haven't said his last name.
Yeah, I know.
Did we not say? Oh, so John. No. We're talking with Jon Cavanaugh, who's the bass player from Moving Brooklyn.
Yeah.
John, who are the other guys in your band, just so we can get
we
their
have
names
Paul
out there?
Lebowski. He plays guitar. Chris Kilgore also plays guitar. Kevin Tiernan does vocals, and Ant Maestro plays drums.
Cool.
Cool.
Now, is that a stage name, or was he just born lucky?
Antonio. That's his full name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's just a cool guy.
Yeah, you can call him Tony, Ant, whatever you prefer.
So
you said his last name is Maestro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I prefer.
Okay.
And we're kind of laying down the basics for what we're doing right now. We are going to be recording a second episode today. As I discussed last week, I'm not going to be around next week for recording time, so we're going to do 2 today. And we're going to have John with us for the second one as well, and we're going to ask him some of the more specific hardball questions. Really put the screws to you. Right
How
now,
do you stay awake when you're playing the bass?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You're sitting in a room with 3 bass players right now. You watch your mouth. But
that's not what you pay me for.
Yeah. So the record Intervals is available on your Bandcamp, movingbrooklyn.bandcamp.com for $4.
Correct.
One thing I do want to ask you about really quickly. I know a lot of guys on Bandcamp do pay what you want.
Yes.
You have chosen a fixed price point.
Yes.
What's the reason for that?
I mean, I don't really handle that element.
Okay, what do you think the reason is?
Gotta recoup costs.
I gotta imagine,
bitch.
yeah, it's just, at some point, I mean, it's nice to have some compensation for your product. Like any
It's like
artist.
if you're not willing to pay $4 for an album,
Yeah,
like,
that's
come
a good
on.
point.
I mean, I am guilty of time to time finding a new artist and going on Bandcamp when they have the name your price option. I'm just gonna put a couple zeros in there and we call it night. But I mean,
I've gotten a couple albums off Bandcamp. I usually toss them like a 5 or a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's
That's
also
right.
Bandcamp's a great way to go too. Because like in iTunes, not to really knock it, but they do take a percentage.
You can feel free
So,
to knock
yeah.
iTunes. I'm not a fan.
I don't
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. So
Are you guys on Spotify at all?
we are.
Okay,
Intervals is on Spotify.
Do you see any kind of return from that?
We do. I mean, we made a music video for one of the songs
Mm-hmm.
that got us some attention, got us marketing and that value. We are making a music video for Symmetry. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
Oh well, yeah, you heard
Simi
you heard it here
Paul.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
Exclusive report.
You heard it here first. Don't worry, only like 10 people listening to the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, so-
Keep it a secret, Mom.
It's a secret.
Come on, my mom does not listen to this show.
Your dad does.
Thank God.
Your
Yeah.
dad does, but just
So-
to yell at you.
Yeah,
Trying to get as much marketing and publicity out of it. I mean,
you guys have got a nice little following. I've noticed.
Yeah, we
You,
try.
There's some. I did a YouTube search for you earlier.
Yeah.
And there are videos of you guys either playing live or stuff with your songs that it has not been put up by you. It's been put up by other
Yeah.
actual real living fans.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's a huge thing. Would you guys describe yourself as a local act or a regional act? Or a national act? I mean, hell, are you even more famous than I think you are?
I would like to think that at least throughout Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely where. Definitely where the epitome is. Obviously, being from Orlando.
Yeah.
But
We thank you for flying down, by
not
the
a
way.
problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem. But
You'd think you'd be able to play Boston if you're flying all the way.
Yeah. But we've traveled. We've played shows. I've played shows with the guys in New Hampshire in my tenure with the band. But
Cool.
they've played Warped Tour.
Oh,
prior.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
done a few outings here and there. I'm sure, and try and play some shows in New York wherever
Cool.
we can. So,
So, hope for the future? You guys think you're going to hit it big?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
And just got to take it one day at a time and have fun doing it along the way.
Cool.
So,
They're definitely putting out a quality product.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
so
More I can
for
say about
references, because we talked about lo-fi recording a couple weeks ago. This is what we would consider a hi-fi recording. Yes.
yeah, and
yeah.
Intervals is recorded at Nada Studios
Mm-hmm.
out in New York. It's the same place where bands like My Chemical Romance, We Are the In Crowd, Just Surrender, a lot of higher profile acts have recorded.
Awesome.
John DeClario is the producer. Does a great job. He really knows what he's doing.
Cool.
So,
Super cool.
yeah.
So here's my one hardball question for you for this half of the program.
Okay.
Would you guys consider yourself to be a better act live or recorded?
Oof. I can't. I love the recorded Moving Brooklyn. But live, it's just such a
Live, you
It's
were
just,
there.
it's just more fun
yeah.
to play live.
It's more of an entertainment aspect of it. Like we just like to be animated and make asses of ourselves and make jokes. And there's a running gag where they make a John joke every show. Well, last show I got my library card. So that kind of things like that. And
It wouldn't be a band if you didn't make fun of the bass player.
yeah,
true.
it's valid. So
They don't have feelings.
No, it's absolutely. My feelings died here. Actually,
You're not wrong.
I haven't been a bass player for nearly a year now, and my sensation is just starting to come back.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
why
played-
you're
I haven't-
drinking so
God,
heavily.
I don't think I've played in a show with my bass in probably since college.
Well, you
my
know-
feelings are back.
Fucking cowboy up, because
You got to get me a set list.
I know. Kyle and I are reuniting our high school band. Well, by reuniting I mean we're getting
Us
some
too.
other guy to play drums, and we're gonna jam.
But reuniting the high school band sounds better.
So as of this recording, this is the 8th of September. Moving Brooklyn has a show in Connecticut on the 26th
Correct.
of
Yep.
September. And we'll talk about that more in the next half of the program. But just to plug that, where is that?
it's in New Britain. It's at the Hall on South Street. Doesn't really have a name other than the Hall.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe the South Street Hall if I want to get creative with it. But yeah,
ask any of the locals.
Yeah,
They won't answer you. It's New England.
Yeah, I went to, as a Central alumni. It's basically it's called the Hall.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah,
Is it by Central?
yes, it is.
Nice.
Yeah,
Actually, that's where.
Actually, one of the best shows I ever went to was at Central.
that's where.
was it?
It was when I was in college. I went to school in Western New England, in
Yeah.
Springfield, and we found out there was going to be a show down at Central. Oh God, what was the set list? It had all I remember is it did have Big D and the Kids Table and Streetlight Manifesto.
Yep.
And me and my buddies were just like, "Oh shit, we gotta go to this."
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And like, just it was nice open area. It wasn't too packed, and it was just like that, and it was a nice day.
Yeah.
It just made it one of the best shows I'd went to, and I've been to a number of shows with those acts.
So, and I wanna throw this out there really quick. You're an awesome bass player. I've heard you play before.
Oh,
and,
thank you.
You're really good, and you know, bass players take a lot of shit for being the worst member of any band.
Extraneous.
And no, it's I remember
You are the anchor.
the best.
Yeah. Okay.
The best quotable I have for how superfluous bass players are considered comes from Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah.
And it's the loading screen thing that says a mini fridge is more important than a bassist in your practice space.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, that's what a lot of people think, but you're super good at what you do, and I want to give you props for that.
Thank you.
All right, so Ryan, you just finished, or not just finished, you actually finished reading Pet Sematary just recently.
Last night.
We haven't had time to talk about this, talk about Stephen King novels recently. You finished Salem's Lot a while ago.
About a week and a half ago, let's
So
say.
let's talk about that now.
Alrighty.
Has everybody read Salem's Lot?
Nope.
I have.
I've seen the movie.
Okay. Now here's the question: the old one or the remake?
Both.
Okay,
Seen
good,
both,
good.
yes.
Big fan of Salem's Lot specifically.
It's funny because speaking about the movie, we talked about this before. My
Briefly.
dad used to say that Salem's Lot, the original, was the scariest movie he had ever seen. And then watching it in retrospect,
Yep.
20, 30 years later and going,
It's kind of like Nosferatu, though. And you watch that film.
Yeah, I suppose.
That is like supposedly.
It's got its creepy moments.
Yeah, it was like groundbreaking at the time, and people thought it was like real. And you watch it now, and you're just kind of like, all right.
I can
Have
see
you?
some
I'm about to be
Right.
really impressed. Have you seen Nosferatu?
Yes.
Awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome.
I've never
Yeah.
seen Nosferatu.
We should watch. Oh, I actually have it on
It's
DVD.
alright, but
We
this
should
will
watch
melt
it.
through wood.
Stop hitting the table, John. It picks it up on the microphone. Damn it.
God.
God damn it. No more guests. You're fired. So, scarier than The Shining? No. Not even a little bit? You snark.
A little.
Yeah.
It's an inferior book. I have to say.
This was his second book.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't.
What was his first?
Carrie.
Oh, I've never read
Really?
Salem's Lot. It's actually interesting. He had 2 manuscripts in. I read the foreword of the book. He had 2 manuscripts in. Can't remember what the other one is because it never got published. His publisher said, "I don't know if I want to publish whatever the fuck it was called because Jerusalem's Lot was not the starting title."
Yeah.
He said, "I don't know if I want to publish Jerusalem's Lot for you, Stephen, because it's going to get you typecast as a horror author." He's like, "I don't fucking care. Is it a paycheck?"
Yeah, he was
Stephen King was
definitely-
writing for a living.
He
back
was
then.
writing for a paycheck back in those days.
Now I think he writes because he
and
has
he-
a problem.
No, it's really funny because he was writing for a paycheck back when he first started out, and now that he can do whatever he wants, I think he was writing way, way better stuff back when he was just writing to get paid.
Yeah. Bit more heart in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I will say this. Salem's Lot was, for those who are completely unaware, because we have kind of been just saying, we've all seen Salem's
For
Lot.
the uninitiated.
Salem's Lot was Stephen King's earnest attempt to recapture lightning in a bottle in terms of the Dracula myth. He was very actively trying to write the Bram Stoker story again. And his very specific idea going forward was the message of Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's Bram Stoker, not Stoker.
I always say Bram.
It's
but-
Stoker.
It is Stoker, though. It is
So
Stoker.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
He's Irish.
Is he?
He's super Irish.
Which is why I said it in my finest Russian accent or whatever the fuck that was. Anyway, the idea behind his Dracula was king of the castle in Transylvania. His undoing is when he comes to England, and he meets men of science, and he meets men of reason, and they cast a light on him even more powerful than sunlight, the light of enlightenment, and Dracula gets his ass kicked.
Tips Fedora.
Tips Fedora! Milady.
Dracula didn't even know what it was like to be euphoric.
Oh, Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god.
So, because Stephen doesn't really have any truck with the hoity-toity British community, and he prefers rural Maine, he wants to see if Dracula could win if he had ended up in Bodunk Nowhere. And
The answer is no.
The answer
Well,
is
to an extent.
yes. For hundreds of years, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The-
Here's the thing about Stephen King. Stephen King is thoroughly and truly an American author.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fantastic that he's been able to achieve the following that he has in America because, for the most part, people who read books in America love to romanticize Britain and Europe, and we don't like to think a whole lot about our own country in our modern literature. So Stephen King, writing for Americans by Americans, set in America, I think it's to his credit.
Set in one of the uglier, least romanticized parts of America that I can think of.
He's a New Englander, right?
He's super.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Maine.
Yeah.
He is hardcore from Maine.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of his books are all set in the same universe.
Yeah, exactly.
And they take place in Maine.
Yeah.
Does he, I have to ask, and I don't even know if I should phrase it like this, does he ever grow out of his habit of referencing his works in his future works?
Nope.
Okay.
No, that is.
There weren't. I don't think there were any in
everything.
Salem's Lot because it was his second book.
Castle Rock, Maine, is the town that always comes back to.
Okay.
And I think in Salem's Lot he passes an exit to Castle Rock on the highway, or something to that effect. But yeah, there's Castle Rock, Maine, is the town that is frequently featured in pretty much every Stephen King book.
I remember my brother went to prep school in Bridgeton, Maine. And it was right down the road from Stephen King's house.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch this movie
I'm
together.
Super
you haven't
excited.
seen it yet, right?
Oh, no.
We're gonna watch the 1970 one.
Okay.
We're not gonna. We might watch the miniseries, but John, the miniseries not that great.
No,
Yeah.
not the same.
No, I wouldn't imagine it would be. I haven't seen much success.
Like the definition of remake comes to mind. You know, like a reboot, if you will, in that whole term.
Like King tends to be a redo.
Yeah.
With what's more, it was released as a miniseries, wasn't it? It was like 4 hours long.
Yes, but I don't think it's marketed that way anywhere. I think it's marketed as almost like a short, film.
Yeah.
Now.
They have to put it in quotes on the box.
Yeah.
Film is what they use to describe it.
So you did not like it as much as The Shining, is what I'm hearing.
That's not to say I didn't like it. I actually liked it quite
No,
a bit.
The Shining is the superior book.
Oh yeah, out of the two, in terms of how it's
I
written.
feel without question The Shining is the superior book.
The major weakness, if I can get into slight specifics, you described this to me perfectly when I was just getting into the book. You said if you want to enjoy Salem's Lot, the thing you got to do is penetrate the first strata. And that was the word you used. And that is what it is. Part 1 of Salem's Lot is almost impenetrably boring at times because it is explaining every single bit character in this one town in Maine. The scariest part is not what's that guy? He's kind of weird. He's from out of town? Is he a vampire? The scariest part is, oh god, I hope she doesn't punch that baby to death. I hope it's just little punches. Those are big punches. Some redneck motherfuckers in that book, and they do not go out of their way to be sympathetic. Some of them are pedophiles. Some of them are thankless drunks.
That's very much Stephen King's style. Is he does not pull any punches when it comes to making shitty people in his worlds.
Which
very true.
I think is one of the weaknesses of Salem's Lot because he doesn't pull any punches. He makes shitty people, except for all of the main characters. All of the main characters of Salem's Lot are just a little too flat, and they're the archetypes they're supposed to be. But archetypes protect you from horror.
They're a little too White Knight.
They're a little too cardboard stand-in.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen because it's what's supposed to happen. It's what's supposed to happen to the priest. It's what's supposed to happen to the teacher, the doctor.
The other thing that you have to consider, and you're absolutely correct, but I think this book was written nearly 40 years ago. This is the kind of thing that this is the source for, and he was following archetypes certainly, but in our modern popular lexicon, these are the archetypes that the people who are more familiar with were drawing off of, having read
Later
Stephen
on.
King and copying what he was doing.
The thing that is really impressive about the book, and I didn't really realize it until I was almost all of the way done with it, is he starts out with the archetypes, and he pretty much ends in the exact same status quo that Bram Stoker left off in.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are dead, some people are alive, nobody's quite left unharmed. But everything in between is a refutation of those stereotypes. Everything's turned on its head just a little bit. It's neat to see him add his own personal twists to everything and have it still all gel in the end.
That's, it's funny that you should say that. It makes me think of back in my early D&D days, I had an older one of my friend's brothers, who was an older man, not an older man. I don't want to turn this into some kind of bizarre pedophilia story, as all of my stories somehow seem to go into. But I used to play D&D with a group of people in high school, and one of them had an older brother who was a very, very experienced player, and he would occasionally sit in on games, and he DM'd a few games for us. But he told me one time that the key to being a good dungeon master for D&D, and essentially is to create a compelling world for players that is both immersive and at the same time ingenuitive, is to take archetypes and give them that twist. Mm-hmm. So it gives you a firm foundation for something that you can build off of, but you twist it just enough to make it your own and to keep people interested.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know what this character is, but he's got something to him.
Yeah.
There's something to be said, and King admits to it in his foreword. You can see it in the book. If you're...
I love reading Stephen King's forewords because he is very honest about his own work.
And in this particular one, he essentially says, there's a lot here not to like. There's a lot that I'm privately ashamed of, but there are some good points. He used this book almost as a training ground for himself. He set up all of the pieces that he was going to use in his future career. Big towns, lots of bit players, archetypes, horror stories. And he played with them as best he could. The fact that he came out with something that wasn't just marketable but was actually fun to read is impressive. Not everyone can, make their scrap paper into art.
So next half of the episode, we're going to talk about Pet Sematary.
Okay.
Nothing to say on that right now. I know you're got a lot that you want to let the floodgates out for, and I'm interested to talk to you about it because I'm not entirely certain what your reaction to it was.
Sight unseen.
And I'm looking forward to talking about that with you. And I'm sure. Has anyone else read Pet Sematary?
Of course.
I haven't.
Well, you're about to learn some things.
I still got to finish The Shining.
It's my favorite Stephen King book.
The only Stephen King book that I've read that actually I think I read the fastest in terms of me reading, it was It.
I have actually not read It.
We're doing that next.
We are.
I have it.
Then we'll read it at the same time because I would like to read it as well. So
if you need to, I'll buy it for you.
All right. No, I have a copy in the attic. I think.
Fantastic.
So let's talk about some video games before we wind down this first half of the program here.
Okay.
Kyle,
I can wake up.
Kyle, Mr. Trenholm, you finished Persona 4.
I
You
did.
finally did. You got the true ending.
I'm #1 Japanese high school student.
You got the true ending. So you beat the final boss and you beat the true boss.
I did. That true boss is a motherfucker. Oh god! And I was ranting about this to you guys as I was trying to do it. It took me 4 attempts to beat the final boss because this final boss gets to attack twice in every turn, and then it would constantly do this bullshit where it will cast a move that is a 25% chance of inflicting a status ailment on your party, and then casts a second move, which is 1-hit KO to anyone who has a status effect on them.
What a motherfucker.
And if your protagonist dies, game over.
Game over.
That is something I just want to briefly touch on because it is something you see in a lot of RPGs and JRPGs specifically, and it's something I hate. The final boss should not be in like MMOs they call it a gear check. It's you didn't lose because you weren't good enough. You lost because your equipment wasn't good enough.
Here's the thing, though. I did learn, and this was the trick to beating it, is if you guard, then you do not get hit with status ailments if you use the guard command.
But they didn't tell you that.
I didn't know. I mean,
Wow.
I suppose I could have noticed throughout the game. You use the guard command in the game quite frequently. Because when you use guard, if you have a character that is weak to a specific element, they are no longer weak to it. If they get hit with it while they are guarding, they are not knocked down. So the enemy does not get another turn. which is fucking pivotal toward the end of the
Which
game.
you didn't know.
No, I mean, Persona 4's got a lot of bullshit. Ryan, I understand you're going to start playing it.
As soon as I'm done with the other thing I am doing.
Well, we're going to talk about that soon, too.
And why I'm not playing
And why you're not. That's for next episode. Metal Gear Solid. We played it, the three of us together.
We're about
John,
4.5
are you
hours
in.
Of course, yes.
Of course you
yes,
are.
I am.
We're playing the original PlayStation version
We
of Metal Gear
are.
Solid.
Not even Twin Snakes. We
Number
are playing
one.
Metal Gear Solid.
Kyle played
And
some
it came
parts.
in the HD collection.
No,
sorry.
we are playing my Metal Gear Essentials collection for PS2.
Okay.
But the version of Metal Gear Solid they put in there wasn't a PS2 disc. They just reprinted the PlayStation disc and put it in the collection.
And it's the same. It's the classic black disc. It's really
it's awesome.
Very cool.
Although I do have the Legacy collection that does have that in
So
it.
we have just about finished the first disc. Last time we played, we got to the torture scene.
Yep.
We failed the mash the first time because I was doing the mash and Kyle told me that it was out of 3. It was 3.
No, I did not say 3 times.
You said you thought it was 3. I was planning on it like it was 3, and then fucking Ocelot was like, okay, one more time, and I went, no, and we failed. So we're gonna go back and
Got to beat Sniper Wolf again because it was my fault.
Oh, you have to beat Cyber Wolf again?
I didn't save after we beat Sniper Wolf.
Shit. Well, all right.
That fight's not too bad though.
You're
Now
gonna
that
do
you
it
know
though,
you can
because
move up.
I'm
Ryan
still
is
probably not going
Ryan
to.
is Kyle's the best of us playing this game. Ryan is the
Kyle's
second best, and
playing it.
Kyle.
We give you the controller.
Ryan
every
is second
once
best.
in a
You give me the controller once in a while. I'm fucking trash at Metal Gear, but I am very much enjoying watching it. Kojima storytelling we're gonna hold over, I think, till next time.
while. Oh, you sure?
Yeah,
Our cup runneth over.
our cup does runneth over. We have a little bit. We have a lot of things we want to talk about in the next part.
Okay.
We especially want to contrast the Kojima storytelling with the kind of storytelling you find in, wait for it, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But that's something we're gonna talk about in the next episode. Let's briefly discuss how, Kyle, you and I are playing Diablo 3 again.
Well, sort of. We're dabbling.
You ever played Diablo 3, John?
I have not.
No, you
No.
should.
Like the new patch came out. Patch 2.1 came out, and it's like there's some cool new stuff in there that to get you
Riffs.
playing a little again. And it's just like it's not getting me that I'm going to spend a day playing it. It's got me to the point where every couple of days I'm like, I'll play for 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got the itch this time, but I will jump on for 20 minutes a day.
Pick up a few legendaries and then be
Yeah.
done.
I'm not a carton a day, but I do like one after dinner. And
Yeah, kinda.
one before bed. And one after sex.
Christ. All right, so next episode, we will be talking about more Metal Gear Solid. We'll be talking about our favorite wrestling characters and our favorite walk-up musics. We'll be talking about Stephen King's Pet Sematary. We'll have more harder-hitting interview sections with Jon Cavanaugh from Moving Brooklyn. We'll be talking extensively about Dark Souls 2 and why Kyle is a bitch who won't play it. And we'll be and by the time the second half of this episode airs, Hell to Breakfast presents The Mouth will be over. So we're going to be talking a lot about that as well.
I fucking read that shit today.
You fucking did. And maybe we should make John read it in the break because it's only 30 pages and it'd be nice if you knew what you were talking about when we did that. So we're going to take a brief break. We're going to
know how funny my joke was.
Yeah, we're going to take a brief break. We're going to get super drunk. But right now, signing off for the Hell to Breakfast podcast, my name is Brendan.
Still Ryan.
Still Kyle.
Still John.
We'll see you next week.
I know. I don't know why you